Welcome to the Human Nature Channel. I'm your host, Alex Tamsel, and what am I doing here? Well, what I'm doing here today is putting my 2 cents in about the Asia Argento affair. Old news before it gets too old, I know. I mentioned to my friend, the Human Encyclopedia, that I was thinking about doing a video on Asia and her troubles, and he winced at the idea. What can I say? I dig muscular chicks. The apple cart upsetting twist in the Me Too saga is the news that actress Asia Argento, the second high-profile accuser along with Rose McGowan, alleging Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted them, was herself accused of being a sexual predator by the actor Jimmy Bennett, a young man Asia allegedly dallied with some years ago when he was 17, one hash mark below the age of consent in the state of California where these two were. Mr. Bennett had worked as a child and teenage actor, someone who had worked with Asia in the past, and whose most noteworthy role to date being an adolescent James T. Kirk in the Star Trek reboot. According to one story I read, as Mr. Bennett became an adult, he started hearing "you're not what we're looking for" more and more often, finding the transitioning from young adult actor to adult actor running none too smoothly. So one day he decides that if Asia was a victim, hey, he must be one too. Here we have a selfie of Mr. Bennett looking extremely traumatized, with Asia snoozing next to him, presumably after being ridden hard and put away wet. A matter of a requested settlement by Mr. Bennett's attorney of $380,000, along with the willingness of Asia's boyfriend, the late Anthony Bourdain, to pay this guy off, grabbed my attention in a particular way. I'm reminded of the brilliant opening to Raymond Chandler's brilliant first novel, The Big Sleep, which introduced the world to the hard-boiled private detective Philip Marlowe. Marlowe has an appointment with General Sternwood at the Sternwood mansion to talk about the blackmailing of Sternwood's nympho daughter, Carmen. Sternwood asks Marlowe his conclusions after hearing the particulars, and Marlowe says, "I'd pay, because it's a question of a little money against a lot of annoyance." Yes, there is the annoyance factor. Did Asia make an error in judgment in not tossing this kid in a car and driving him to a state where the age of consent was lower? If by error in judgment you mean something that comes back and bites you on the ass real hard, I suppose $380,000 is a pair of stainless steel dentures. I bring up the Marlowe Chandler reference to point out something nobody else has, as far as I can tell. I'm sure I'll hear about it if I'm wrong, but there is a noir quality to all of this. An Italian actress from a movie-making family swept up in a Hollywood sex scandal that brings down a mogul while some small fry engineers a payday. Denials are issued, photos dispute them, money changes hands, the boyfriend dies. This has all the markings of a hard-boiled detective novel, or a giallo if you're Italian. And fairly or unfairly, Asia is cast in the role of the most spellbinding femme fatale I've ever seen. I don't think Asia herself is evil, but I do think dark forces swirl around her. So let's put this story through the filter of an abstracted human nature and see what comes out the other end, shall we? Nothing shaking on Shakedown Street. Do, 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 do. Used to be the heart of town. Do, 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 do. Don't tell me this town ain't got no heart. Do, 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 do. You just gotta poke around. Do, 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 do. Sitting in Pittsburgh as I shoot this video, I want to say we have a soft spot in our hearts for the Argento family. Fans of George Romero think you guys are okay. Daddy Dario worked with George on Dawn of the Dead and Two Evil Eyes. And for my money, I loved Phenomena with Jennifer Connelly. Dario let that meat rot for 2 weeks just so he had enough flies for one scene. And top that Werner Herzog. If you want to argue this point, feel free to leave a flaming bag of dog poop on my doorstep and ring the doorbell in the comments section below. I want you to. Trolls, yum yum, trolls, yum yum, Charles, yum yum. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel by hitting the icon in the lower right hand corner of the video. You're nobody till somebody loves you on YouTube. You're nobody till somebody cares. Please hit the blue bell to receive notifications of new video, and please contribute to me at patreon.com/AlexTamsula. That's how we keep the lights on. Asia.